There it is.
Yeah. All eyes on me, living life as a thug nigga to the day I die, living life so far. All eyes on doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. All eyes on doo-doo, doo-doo,
Ooh.
doo-doo. You know, bro, I was listening to the All Eyes on Me album yesterday, and I listened to it because my son sparked it for me.
Okay.
Because he's a huge Kendrick Lamar fan.
Yeah.
And every morning, almost every morning, he says, "Yo, Daddy, play either Not Like Us
Yeah.
or Crazy," because I used to play Money Trees around him, and now
Yeah.
he wants to hear Money Trees. You know what I mean? But it got to the part of the song where he was like, all eyes on me, and I'm gonna send him up to Pac.
Yeah.
And that's one of his when that part comes on, he gets so hyped. He gets hyped like he knows what the reference is. I had to say, and I know he's not from that era, of course. So I
Yeah.
said, I had to break that bar down to him yesterday, and he was mind blown. His little 9-year-old mind was just mind blown because I
Yeah.
pulled up the Tupac album, All Eyes on Me, showed him who Pac was, gave him a little quick lesson who Pac was. So he was like, "Oh, you could see his light bulb going off. Like, I get it now." Like
Yeah.
he was glad
Oh, that's cool, man.
yeah, he was glad he understood the bar now, and he got probably one up on most of the kids that hear that record and don't know that reference. He got like he can break
Yeah,
that
especially
down
at
now.
9, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so he like, yo, man, you know what that is. He talking about Tupac. Tupac was, and and do his, each one teach one type thing.
Yeah.
So after he got the car, man, I just let the album play. What a album, bro.
Yo,
What a album.
can I say something
Of
about that album?
course. Of
Because
of course.
obviously the comparison to him is always going to be the Big, and they're really two totally different type of
I, ne
rappers,
I
right?
never understood that.
Of course, Big is going to be more lyrical or whatever, and Pac really don't get his props for his lyricism,
And he
um,
should. He should
and,
though.
and metaphoric wordplay and all that stuff. If you want an example of Pac really being like an MC, all eyes on me.
All eyes
The whole
on
album.
the entire picture me rolling. Yo, oh
Yeah,
dog.
yeah,
Even the stuff, the records where he was talking about it was checkout time. How
yeah.
about him trying to get out the hotel? Like that's creative. That's fire.
It is.
And me being an artist and be in that situation when I'm on tour, like, man, it's almost checkout time. We gotta go. Like, we gotta
Yeah,
get the plane. We gotta maybe catch an Uber. Like, like it's more relevant to me now than
yeah.
ever, bro. Like, man, like, and I looked and seen that album came out in '96.
96.
What a year. What a
That,
time. What a
yeah.
time. What a time. People
I
do
mean,
not know what a time. You get it was written and all
same
eyes on
year.
dog. And what's crazy is I like how Nas, you can tell Nas his whole life was always a Tupac fan. Like he went and rapped on the All Eyes on Me beat for Street Dreams.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
The same year.
The
Understand
same
what I'm
year.
saying? Dog, he didn't wait but till he passed away, and it was, he just did something posthumous, so to speak. The
Yeah.
same year, he went and grabbed the beat and did his thing. My man took me up from the square, 1 4 foot square, headed for Delaware, but one change of gear. Nothing on my mind but the dimes that we blaze and the glaze in my eye. Bro, come on, bro. But again, two different records though. Two
Yeah.
totally different records.
And I love how he made that his own.
He
You
did,
know what
bro.
I'm saying?
He did, and because a lot of people, I don't even think a lot of people knew at that time. Because if you weren't a West Coast fan, you didn't hear the All Eyes on Me, and you didn't hear that record. You probably thought that was all Nas's.
And you know what's crazy about? I'm gonna tell you how I got that record. We got my shout out to you. You know he went to high school, Antoine Hardy,
That's hey,
and
that's my guy. Like that's I speak to him on the bait. Like that's my guy, bro. That's my guy.
he sold me that Tupac All Eyes on Me album for $20 on the bus.
Really?
He sold me that because I'm looking at
The
Twan. I'm like,
double tape?
the double CD,
Mm.
and I'm like, Twan, you don't like that, and I don't know how you feel about it today. Again, shout out to Twan. This ain't no diss or no nothing. Like like Twan is a cool
Of
brother,
course.
abstract guy. Like, he cool as hell.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't want this, and he said no. And I said, well, yeah, I'll buy it from you. And he was like, yo, I'll sell it to you for 20. Bet, hold that for me. I don't know how I'm gonna get, I don't even remember how I got the money. He sold it to me for 20. Still got it in my CD rack right now.
I'm gonna send him this clip because I speak to him on the basis, bro. Like,
Okay.
that's my guy, that's
I'm
my
not even
nigga.
sure if he remembers, but he sold me that CD on the bus for 20 bucks. I don't know what trip,
Oh
I don't know what
man.
it was. He sold me that, and I was just like, yo, ironic because I'm so psychotic. I'm hitting switches on misses like I was switching with hydraulics. That's Pac. Don't tell me that dude can't get lyrical. I'm done.
Mm,
I'm done.
and
He
you
switches on misses like I was fixed with hydraulics.
and you know I was this. Listen, I was today years old when I found out who produced "Got My Mind Made Up." I
Yeah,
didn't know Daz Dillinger did the beat.
Daz did a whole bunch of the beats on that album. It was him. It was
Devontae too
Johnny
from
Ray. It was Johnny
Devontae.
K.
Yeah,
Yeah, Devontae. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? I came to bring like, yo, he did that. I think Dre only did like maybe 2 or 3 songs
yeah,
that that
yeah,
that made the album at least or
yeah.
whatever. Because don't get me wrong, I'm a super Dr. Dre fan. Like you can't tell me nothing about no Dre, but I do feel like in some certain instances, Dre kind of dwarfs other producers that was with Death Row at that time. And Daz is a phenomenal producer. And right now, him and
Absolutely.
Super kind of going back and forth.
I don't like it.
I don't like that.
I
I
don't
know
like it.
they're cousins, and I don't like that. But man, I hope they get whatever it is worked out. I know it's business and stuff like. I don't like that. But Daz did get outshined by Dre on that level. But Daz is a hell of a producer.
Even going back to the doggy style, the joints that Daz did, it's some of my favorite joints. You talk about
Yeah,
Doggy Dog World and all
yeah.
that. Like, yo, let me tell you something, man. I want to give my 3 slept on producers because real quick, also what I learned today is because I'm listening to the album on streaming now,
Okay.
and um, you tell me this because you had the original CD. I
Yeah,
did not have the original
I
CD
got the
back.
original.
Was Inspector Deck on Mind Made Up on your CD?
Nah, it was cut.
I'm
It was
today
cut.
years on streaming. They kept his ad libs. Was it like that on
The
yours?
ad libs were kept on the original pressings. Yes.
I read today. Today, this is blowing my mind. I'm talking. I literally read this today.
Really,
That
I didn't know you knew. It's on YouTube
it's
with a special text verse.
I was today years old when I first heard it. I never heard it. I
Yeah,
never heard because I said, yo, is that Deck ad lib? Then I had to look because I know Deck was producing too.
INS the Rebel.
I know Deck didn't do the beat. Deck couldn't have did his beat because in my mind, this whole time until today, I thought DJ Premier produced that. That's what I
Nah.
thought. And then I
Yeah,
did it. I said, yo, Daz did it. So then I did my research and found out that um Inspector Deck was on a version, but somehow the DAT tape, DAT, and we're showing our age now. If you know, you know.
yeah,
If you from that era, from the 80s and not, you know about the DAT tape if you was in your studio bag. The DAT
yeah,
tape somehow got lost.
yeah,
And they kept the ad libs on it to let people know that Deck was supposed to be on here.
yeah,
That's what I read holistically. Like Pac say, yo, keep this because Deck was supposed to,
yeah,
and maybe another version was supposed to come out, but it never came out in our era. I know you say it's on YouTube. I've just found it today,
yeah.
and it was Deck. Deck might have had one of the best verses on that record. No
And here's what was
bullshit.
crazy. So here's what was crazy. Method Man, I think Method Man and Redman is on that record, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
and
And
Daz.
so they talked about that record and another reason why his verse, and this is coming straight from them. Pop basically said the song is too long. We got mad people on the song. It just so happens that Deck verse was at the end, and he was like,
Uh,
yo, nah, cut it. Like, yo, cut it. The song is too long. I don't care. And this was like Pac opening to Death Row. Obviously, his first recordings with Death Row officially on the roster. And he basically had autonomy over direct, obviously, whatever. And it was like, yo, but what about Deck? What about Deck? And he was like, yo, keep that, like you said, keep the ad libs, but we're cutting that verse. The song is too long. And keep in mind, too, real quick, Big V, was that this was back in the day where obviously you still had tapes, but see, you had CDs where you had to get per disc under 74 minutes. So you couldn't just have, and you keep in mind too, it's already a double disc. Now, one can argue that he maybe could have put it on the book too versus book. Well, I don't know. Everybody got their flow. You're an artist, so you got flows of your track listens and stuff like that. But that's why you had, like, even back in the days, like on the Above the Rim soundtrack, Tupac had a song called Pain. But that wasn't on the CD, but it was on the tape, right? Because of the time constrictions of it as well.
It's crazy you say that. I know we discussed it was written before having
Yes.
Silent Murder on the tape but not on the CD, and you ain't know that.
I was that day old when you told me about that because I've always listened to the disc. I'm like, wait, what are you talking about?
Yes,
and sure enough, I go on streaming, it's on streaming.
See, that's and what's crazy is I can't believe Pac would even take that approach, but I understand it because every song on All Eyes on Me is at least 5 minutes. At least.
Yeah,
At
they don't do
least
this new school stuff where the song is only 2 or 3 minutes anymore. They a minute and a half. Like, nah, you getting a good 4 to 5 off rip. So part of me believe that. Now, keep in mind too, this is Death Row Pac. So you got Pac pre-Death Row and with Death Row. So do I find it hard to believe pre-Death Row? Yes. Do I find it hard to believe post-Death Row? No. Nah. But I thought Method Man and Deck probably had the best verses.
Everybody killed, but
everybody
but me hearing Deck's verse today, I was like, yo, I have to put a version together with him on it for my personal self.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that really made me happy to hear that.
That's
but
cool,
what did not make me happy was this Michigan lost. This did not make me happy, Corey. And you know what? I want to text you Saturday when Michigan played Ohio State. For those who did not, see the game. Yes, Michigan lost to Ohio State like 24-9, something ridiculous. 27. You can get the correct score for me if you want to, Corey. But I know we had 9 points, and I'm here to tell you, Corey, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, Corey. I'm not surprised at all, Corey, because I've been coming on this podcast this entire season and telling you that we do not have a quarterback. But, the media wants to say, oh, Underwood, he's good. He's showing flashes of great. Stop. I want to read out some flashes of greatness, quote unquote, that what's his name, Bryce Underwood. What's his name? When I hear him, I think about the actor Blair Underwood. I be wanting to call him Blair Underwood. You know what I mean? Shout out to Blair Underwood too.
You got Bryce Underwood. The score was 27-9.
Corey, I want to read out some stats for this diaper dandy, quote unquote, that the media wants to keep saying that they see something in. Corey, he was 8 of 18 with 63 yards. Guess how many touchdowns he had, Corey? 0. 1 pick and 0 touchdown. Corey, it's no way in fucking hell that we was gonna win this game with a quarterback throwing under 100 yards. What did they think? What did they think was gonna happen? Corey, he ain't been great the whole season. Not to me. I've been telling you this. We have been struggling at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
These 4 times that we have beat Ohio State, we had a good quarterback. We had a good quarterback. Let alone the running game was great. We always had a good running game. Oh, by the way, let me read out some running stats. Marshall, 7 rushing yards, 61. 7 rushes, 61 yards. Coosdale, 11 rushes, 38 yards. Oh, Mr. Underwood.
Yeah.
Corey, he rushed 6 times and had 1 goddamn yard. do you rush 6 times, Corey, for a yard? Please tell me, how do you do that? How do you take the ball 6 times and get a yard, Corey? Please explain that to me. But you know what? You don't have to, because I've been watching this guy suck ass the entire season. I've been coming on here and telling you that we was not going to do anything with Ohio State. I've been coming on here and telling that we were struggling at quarterback. But every time Saturday come on, they want to talk about Bryce. They want to talk about what he gonna do. But I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm not surprised that we lost it all, Corey. What are your thoughts on the game, man?
I was floored because unlike you, I haven't watched every single Michigan game like in depth, like you would. And so, I was a sucker to the stats in regards of the ranking and things like that. And I'm like, well, I'm like, shit, man, it's still the Big Ten. Like you could argue the Big Ten is better than the SEC or vice versa. Either way, Big Ten and the SEC is like the two top conferences. And so, I mean, prior to coming in that game, I see like, yo, they're basically 7-1. You guys are basically 7-1 in the Big Ten, 9-2 overall. I'm like, yo, but it's the Big Ten. They're ranked number 15 at the time. If they mess around and beat Ohio State, y'all are going to, which I still would have felt, y'all would have been in the playoffs. And
Absolutely.
so this was a game where, first of all, I had an issue with the little girl downstairs. Big V, I'll be real quick. I'll say around 11:55 a.m., she decided that today was going to be the day where she's going to pout about not wanting to watch college football.
Mm.
The other Saturday, my whole deal is college. I say it exactly that way. So I got that from the Huxtable show where old buddy tried to challenge him. Challenge. So I changed that to
Okay.
college. So my little girl says, college. You already know what time it is after breakfast. Like we about to, but that day won't the day. She told me, I don't want to watch college. And she's kind of doing like a silent protest in the other room. I'm like, hey, Gracie Corner about to go bye-bye. We about to watch college. I don't want to watch college. So she's saying this in the other room. I'm like, I don't think I heard what I wanted to hear. I'm like, man, nah, listen. I don't want to watch college that day. So she said it loud. I'm like, man, first of all, we're about to watch college. And she just won't have it. And we had to put her on timeout. Like mama had to explain to her, like, yo, that TV that's in the living room, daddy paid for that. The YouTube TV bill, daddy pays for that. Like that, like, you could have watched it in my office, but you're not going to get it on the big screen in here because it's Ohio State and Michigan. Like, I'm not about to miss this game. So I'm already I'm already preoccupied with that. But then I got into the game and I'm like, yo, Michigan ain't gonna even score a touchdown.
No.
Not even a touchdown.
No, Corey.
And you're at home. So I was a sucker to the stats, and I was just wrong. I thought you was really just being overcritical because you have been talking about Michigan at least every other. I'm like, oh man, yeah, because I'm like that with the teams I root for. I am I'm not at best I'm a cautious optimistic, but I'm more of a pessimist than anything. It's like, yo, I just got to see it. I'm not going to get on the hype. I'm like, man, Big V, man, he kind of hard on his Wolverines this year, man. It's like, oh, because
Yeah,
you saw,
yeah,
I
yeah,
was wrong, bro.
yeah. Corey, it's something called the eye test that I always go by. I don't go by these stats, Corey. I've been watching Bryce stank it up the whole season. I've been watching him overthrow guys and all kind. Let me listen. I want to read out one more stat. Your boy saying on the other side of the ball for
Yeah.
Ohio State,
Whew.
19 of 26,
Ah,
233 yards, and 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. That's how you win the game. You cannot win a game when you're throwing less than 100 yards and rushing for 1 yard at quarterback. It's over. It is over, Corey. And then what I'm telling you, Corey, these games, I'm telling you, I've watched, Corey, and I know I be critical, but I be watching, Corey, and I be
yeah.
watching the mistakes that Bryce makes that I knew we could not make against a formidable
Yeah.
opponent. I knew
Yeah.
it. And guess what? We got spanked. We got spanked, Corey.
Yeah. That was a tough watch after a while, man.
Yeah. And speaking of tough, this is tough for me to say that Ladies and gentlemen, if you are under a rock or maybe sleep at 3 a.m. this morning, Chris Paul was let go by the LA Clippers. And when I do mean 3 a.m., ladies and gentlemen, I mean 3 a.m. Corey, I want to read something from the Associated Press really quick. Because I was, this is crazy. Chris Paul said that Los Angeles Clippers are sending him home from their road trip, putting a shocking twist on what is expected to be the veteran point guard's final NBA season. Just found out I'm being sent home, Paul posted on social media at around 3 a.m. Wednesday morning, adding a peace emoji. Corey, I wake up every day at 4:15. I stretch. I'm at the gym by 5. I open my eyes, Corey. I thank God that I made it through the night and I have all my senses intact at that point in time. I look on my phone, Corey, and this is the first thing I see. And allow me to do an honorary "What the hell" segment today.
Yeah.
And this is definitely going out to the LA Clippers. LA Clippers, what the hell? Um, y'all are by far one of the top worst organizations on the face of the planet. If it wasn't proven, you know, with Donald Sterling being around and how that all came about, it's proven now. You do this to arguably the best Clipper who has ever put on a uniform, and I mean that. I don't think that I. I don't know. Maybe y'all forgot about Lob City.
Yep.
Hmm. It seems. Maybe y'all forgot about who actually took y'all to those what y'all the Pacific Division? Who took y'all to those division championships? Um who bought the excitement in the building? Who actually was the leader of Lob City? It's no Lob City without Chris Paul. I'm sorry, but DeAndre and what's my guy name? Light skin
At
guy.
DeAndre, you have Blake Griffin.
Yeah, those guys weren't throwing lobs to themselves. It started with Chris Paul. And not only did y'all forget about Lob City, y'all must have really forgotten how, well, not even how, the reason he was coming back to be a Clipper. He came back there to retire. His greatest years was with y'all.
Mm.
And this the thanks he gets? Sending him home where he has to make an IG post at 3 a.m. saying I'm being sent home with the peace emoji
Yes, wow.
on his retirement year. He's supposed to be on the farewell tour, and y'all stinking it up. And by the way, y'all don't even get me started on Kawhi. Don't even get me started on Kawhi. And Kawhi, you ain't low too. You in some bullshit too with the owner and all that. How you getting paid? And you ain't low. You know what I mean? We know we heard about it and all the fake companies and all that. How they pay? You ain't low. You think you low because you be in the skybox when you not playing, or you on low management. You know what I mean, or whatever you have going on. But anyway, y'all do this to this guy, y'all stink it up, and then y'all let him go 3 in the morning, like yo, fuck it, in the middle of a road, y'all on a road trip. Y'all do this to the legend himself, Chris Paul. Listen, y'all can say, man, listen, some people say he was a dirty player. Look, I'll be the first to say I've seen Chris Paul do some crazy dirty shit. I was there when he punched your boy Hodge from NC State in the balls. I was there. I'm from that era. But I love him though. You can't take away his basketball ability. You can't take away his grit and the will to win. You can't take away Lob City. You can't take away every team he's been to. He ain't brought number fire to. New Orleans, Houston, Clippers, name it. Now here at the end, you know, when he's getting ready to retire, he may not be the same Chris Paul from then, but he's to be respected, Corey. And y'all do this disrespectful shit to the greatest Clipper arguably ever. Yeah, I've lost all respect. First of all, being a Laker fan, I didn't respect y'all to begin with. Y'all want to keep playing our stadium for all them years. Y'all for y'all to keep playing in our stadium for all them years is trash. It's always been trash. You should have been had your own stadium, like you do now. Thank God. But I never respected y'all then. I'm definitely not about to respect y'all now. What the hell, Corey?
That's that, and I'll tell you what. When I saw the notes, I saw there wasn't a what the hell segment, and it's like it's actually good because this definitely would have been too easy.
Yeah.
The Clippers can't get anything right.
No.
They can't get anything right. So I hear about there was obviously tensions between Chris Paul and the players, whatever that means, right? And that how Chris Paul, and this was reported later today by Shams or whatnot, where he actually got into it with the coaches. Ty Lue haven't spoke with them in a couple of weeks. Chris Paul trying to set up a meeting. Ty Lue totally didn't want to do the meeting and stuff like that, and it led to this. Look, man. Here's one thing, and like you said, Chris Paul ain't the cleanest player in the world. I don't like dudes who like to hit people in the dub saying. I don't like that. But one thing don't necessarily have to be able to be done to the other. Neither one of these things have to correlate. And what you can't take away from Chris Paul is that he's a leader and he cares about the game. Now, I totally destroyed Russell Westbrook, but I'll give him props in that department as well, Big V. I will give Russell he is a team guy. I cannot take nothing from Westbrook, and I am not about to take it away from Chris Paul. Look, man, you are next to last place in the West.
Yep.
And you think Chris Paul is just going to sit by and be? I heard some people on NBA Today show with Justin Termini and Eddie Johnson. Shout out to those guys. Guys, a great show. Calling up. Well, his leadership style may not be for everybody. I hear you on that. Just like a certain boss or management styles don't have to work for everybody. No disagreement in that. Oh, but hey, how's that leadership for Kawhi Leonard working out? My bad. He doesn't talk. Oh, what about James Harden? Oh, he's so passive aggressive. You wouldn't even know if he's on the team or not. So what leadership are we talking about? So if you're thinking that Chris Paul is just going to be quiet, when things like this happen, again, we talk about this all the time, Big V, root cause analysis. Where is this coming from? If Chris Paul is wilding out and wanting to have words for the coaches or even talk to the coaches, want to hold players accountable, that's what's wrong with the NBA today.
Yep.
In a league that is highly criticized for players not caring, right? They got the guaranteed contracts and they're not playing all the games in the season. Hey, did we know? Shout out to NBA Today again for hitting me with this stat because I didn't know. Chris Paul played all 82 games last season.
I didn't know that.
So the guy who you could argue cares the most about the culture and winning, and not only that, the way it's done. The way it's done.
Mm-hmm.
You could have kept them away from the team. You could have had a sit down face to face. What I am hearing is that coaches didn't want to take a meeting with one of their players. I'm sorry. Because last time I checked, coaches, they ain't on the court. You deal with player management. They're asking you for a meeting and you don't want to take it, allegedly?
Yeah.
Well, that's the damn problem. What are we talking about here? He's old. He's old.
Yes.
Better than getting Lane Kiffin out there on the daggone tarmac. He is old better than that. He is old, first of all, on the phone, Zoom, or whatever it is.
That's crazy.
He's old a conversation in the building with management and the GM, and if need be, the ownership. He deserves that. He didn't get it. What the hell?
And I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't know that he was having problems with the coaches and all. Listen, man, if the players had any, if the players had any ill will towards Chris Paul, y'all probably was soft paws. I'm just gonna say it. Y'all
Yep.
probably was soft. I
Again,
used to
where's
hear
it coming from? It's
right.
coming from a good place, Big V.
Yes, from not wanting to suck ass. Yes, I agree. Yes, when you were part of Live City, then you come back to a 5-16, whatever the hell y'all are, 14th in the West, and now this is supposed to be my retirement year. Are you crazy?
Big V, when Lob City was going on, as a Lakers fan, I was envious of the Clippers because we were really down and out as the Lakers organization when Lob City was. I'm like, damn, man, I can't believe I'm saying, but man, I wish we could be like the Clippers right now.
Yeah, same, bro. Same, bro. Same. I was envious of Live City myself. Mm-hmm. I was gonna talk about how my Colts lost to the Texans, but why? We lost. We lost. That's all I got. We lost.
We got our asses whipped by the Texans too a few weeks ago, Big V. San Fran took that L as well. Their defense is incredible.
I'm glad you spoke on defense, Corey, because I don't know if you know, and I don't know if the zone is out there know, but it is a beef going on amongst defensive men by the name of Draymond Green and Kenya Martin. If I ain't mistaken, I think yes, I think it is the beef going on between Draymond Green and Kenya Martin. Can you look up and see what college Kenya Martin went to? I want to say he went to Cincinnati. Correct me if I'm wrong. Real quick. But I've been hearing about a beef, a media beef between them.
And he went to the University of Cincinnati.
Thought so, because I'm from the area where I used to see him in college, and he was, man, listen, if you don't know who Kenyon Martin is, man, do your homework. One of the greatest New Jersey Nets players to ever put on. Man, listen, that roster with him, Kerry Kittles, stop, dog, listen, that was Jason Kidd. Man, dog, that was a crazy squad.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing that Draymond might have said something about Kenyon and then Kenyon went on his podcast who he has with I forgot who he has a podcast with, but he went on to say that basically it was a lot of other guys that were better than Draymond, and it was fun. He started to get out of pocket with who he was naming. He said names like Olin Polynice and stuff like that. Corey was better than Draymond. You know what I mean? Which he was just being funny at that point to me. But I saw some chatter about who they would rather have, Kenyon Martin or Draymond, or who was more of an integral part to their team. Kenyon Martin or Draymond. I would say, Draymond was more of an integral part to winning the chips, like you stated in the last podcast about him, Iguodala, David West, those guys. I think Kenya for me was definitely more athletic. He could jump out the gym. I loved, for me, that's really the difference. They both played great defense and all that. But it got me to thinking when I was thinking about integral parts. Draymond, integral part, right? But who was more of an important piece to their team between Draymond, Corey, and Robert Horry? Who you got, man? Who was a more integral piece, Corey? Draymond or Robert Horry? Big Shot Bob in the building.
Big Shot Bob don't hit them shots. You can argue that the Lakers don't do what they need to do. San Antonio don't do what they need to do. The Rockets don't do what they need.
7 of them things, Corey. 7 of them things. They got 7 rings. And guess what? You can argue probably 6 or maybe 5 is due to Big Shot Bob.
You can argue that. I'm going to say with the hair on my chinny chin tit, I'm going to say Draymond Green. More so because of the position that he plays, where he's playing like the point forward. Like he has the ball in his hand like all the time, and he's a great distributor. That's about the only thing that I would give him over Horry. Whereas Horry, man, he could come in hot, he could come in cold. You leave that dude spot up, dude. That's your life, not mine. But integral is the key word. I'm going to say Draymond.
I want to I want to disagree so bad. I do, because I was there for Big Shot Bob. I was there, and it's nothing like having a sleeper Corey come on off the bench who's
Off the bench.
always how you never saw Big Shot Cole. Big Shot Bob was never, he come off the bench, Corey, like he been playing all 32. It was times when Big Shot didn't get into the fourth. And I'm talking about late fourth, Corey. You feel me? And I'm talking about dagger, Corey, like nothing like it. But if we talking integral, man, I gotta say Draymond is a more important piece, more integral piece than Big Shot Bob. I mean, you talk about playing the point forward, setting screens for those guys to come off, for Clay and them to come off and hit the shot, man. And let alone, I think Draymond's passing ability is slept on too.
Ooh, it is.
You
It
know what
is.
I mean? I think his court vision is definitely slept on, man. It was times where Curry wasn't even in the game, and Draymond bringing the ball up and running plays and getting blocks and taking the dirty work, doing
Good.
taking charges. I don't have no recollection of Big Shot Bob taking any charges. I just got him winning games. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I just got him winning games when it count. With the clutch gene. That's all I got him for. But we're not talking clutch. We talking integral. I gotta go Draymond.
Yeah, man. But Big Shot Bob, man, he was like my man Shep on Above the Rim, where you thinking he ain't playing during the tournament. It's like, yo, wait, where this guy come from? And he just hitting shots all over the place. The pocket's about to go crazy. The old man Shep on
Yes,
Above the Rim.
bro. Listen, Shep was so ill. He out there battling the ghost of his homie. You feel me in the park doing the moves on his homie. Yo, man.
Yo, Pac's reaction to him, he's like, yo, F him up. F him up. What? He can't play. Well, his name's on the roster right here. F him up.
Pop was tight about Shep, man. You know what I mean? Rest in peace,
Oh,
Pop,
Birdie.
man. You know what I mean? Shout out to Birdie. Rest in peace, Pop, man. Oh man. Oh man, yo.
I gotta go watch that movie now. I
I
gotta
need
at least watch that clip. Cause Pac played the hell out of him pissed off.
Yo, Pop was tight about that joint, bro. You hear me? I promise you was tight, bro. He was tight. I ain't gonna lie. I need to go find that, and I need to go find Sunset Park too as
Oh
well.
yeah,
I need to
yeah,
go find Sunset Park, man. I need that. I need them on Blu-ray, DVD style. You
yeah,
heard? You know what I mean? Yo, shout out to everybody that be tuning in each and every week, each and every time we drop one of these joints. Y'all know we appreciate y'all, man. Y'all keep supporting the YouTube channel. Keep watching the clips on social media, whether you on IG, Twitter, whatever you watching them on. Just keep the support coming, and we'll appreciate y'all, man. And y'all already know how we end this thing because we love y'all, man. Peace.
Peace. Old man Shep.